This never makes sense. Hmm. Okay, we're there. And we're there. All right, give me a 5 second countdown of five, four, three, two, and one. What is up, everybody? Thank you for joining us here on the Welcome Home Podcast. I'm your host, Famously Garnet, and I'm joined by Coach Q.
What it do, y'all? What it do?
And in today's episode, we are talking about a lot of recruiting. Recruiting continues to stay hot in football. And, well, South Carolina received 2 commits, Q, since the last time we spoke, since South Carolina landed the 4-star tight end Judah Lancaster out of Brentwood, Tennessee. So the Gamecocks stay hot. So we're going to talk about the recent commits for the Gamecocks as the South Carolina has a call from a wide receiver and offensive lineman. So, Q, we're going to get into that. Men's baseball. The struggle bus was the struggle bus to finish the season out as they tried to, I don't know, in the season on I don't even know what to say at this point. Season's over. You've got your coaches you need to be looking at. So Q, we'll get into that talk. Truitt Williams, his homecoming is tomorrow night or today. If you're listening to the Welcome On Podcast, and Apple and Spotify, on Friday at SmackDown. And Q, yours truly is going to be there for his first WWE event. So I am looking forward to it. I'm sitting in the Lemon Pepper Steppers area where Truitt Williams' little spot's going to be at. So I'm excited to rock with him as he comes home to South Carolina, and he's calling it his homecoming. So we're going to talk about that. Finally, Q, Ashton Watkins is back home at South Carolina officially. The birdie is back in the nest. Great stuff there. And, hey, it's about to get really interesting out there. Really, really interesting. So, Q, let's start right off the rip, man. Everybody's favorite subject, football recruiting. Let's go ahead and we're going to start right there for South Carolina football recruiting. The Gamecocks received 2 commits since the last time we spoke. 3-star offensive lineman Jackson Elston's a guy I'm going to start off first. 6'5", 308 lineman, massive trench guy. Randy Clements, immediate impact recruiting if we can get that development that he's looking for. A big body type, the SEC ready size that we're looking for, right? Despite maybe recruiting rankings, I don't look at those kind of stuff, man. If you get a guy that can truly develop, I'm all in, man. Because Q, from what we've seen in the past, development's been tough to come by from a lot of the 4-star guys we brought in. So Q, let's talk about Jackson Elston.
Jackson from Alabama. The kid is an absolute road grader. I mean, he's a guy that needs to be developed, of course. And I agree with you on when it comes to recruiting rankings and it comes to offensive linemen. You can have all the 5-star you want, but if they ain't developed, that matters not. There's very, very few and far between guys that are completely ready to go once the season starts, just merely off of them coming from high school, coming into college. Shed being one of them. If Shed wasn't hurt, Shed was in game one. Just so everyone's understanding, like Shed was 100% penciled in for game one. And so when you're talking offensive lineman, you gotta. I think that was where we went wrong. I would say with recruiting in the past is we just recruited guys, but we never really recruited like a type. And now you're seeing with Randy, he's definitely has a type. Like you if you're inside, you gotta be a big guy, can reach out, can do what you gotta do, be powerful. If you're on the outside, you gotta have some size and speed. Because something that's always been brought up that I've been told several times is this offense is fast paced. And we've never had a fast paced offense at South Carolina that I can think of. Spurrier was fun and gun, but Spurrier wasn't hurry up offense type.
Right.
Spurrier was definitely more like he's just going to get the ball out in space. So now that you have this on the radar, now that you have this kind of looming in there, your next moves and your next objective is to get guys that are in shape and in place to be able to handle this kind of offense. And he's the type of guy to do that. He can play outside, he can play inside, but you got to have the size and strength to play offensive lineman and be ready to play in this kind of system that we have. It's not, I wouldn't call it offensive line friendly. I think it's not as offensive line friendly, but that's okay because offensive linemen can thrive in this offense, if you can move, if you have the stamina and all that, that's a good look for NFL teams because that means you can move and you can do what you need to do on that end. So I'm I'm intrigued to see what he turns out to be when he gets here. But that was a good get. I think you getting some real quality. You see the measurables, offensive lineman that he's bringing into the fold.
Yeah, the measurables really jump off the charts. Honestly, I mean, 6'5", 308. That seems to be the type that he's looking for, man. With Coach Clem's looking for. So I love the get. I'm interested to see period how this rest of this recruiting season goes, and
Mm-hmm.
make sure nothing crazy happens, of course. But I think it's a great gift for South Carolina. And it's one of those, like I said, you can look at recruiting rankings all day until you're blue in the face. But I'm telling you, and as we've seen before, that development matters, man. that development matters so much. So his film's good. I challenge you guys to watch the film. It's good stuff. So, Q, let's take it over to wide receiver Javian Robinson out of Pennsylvania, man. Physical outside receiver, strong hands, really great catch radius. Another pretty big win, Q. 4-star wide receiver Javian Robinson. Q, let's go ahead and let's talk about him next.
He reminds me a lot of Josh Van, a taller Josh Van. Really good route running, can create space, get open, does what he needs to do. I think it's impressive what he's able to do. I think he's going to play a good role for us. I do think there's still development there, but when you have
Mm,
Mike Fury in your as your coach, that development is going to happen regardless of the situation. So
right.
the biggest thing, in my personal opinion, is development, growth, those type of situations, those type of things. So I think he's going to be a good receiver. He's going to fit in. He's going to be really good for us. Pairing him with DJ out of Georgia, who's a slot guy, you've got your guys that you need. You have so many receivers right now. You're only losing, Nick
Hmm.
and DJ Black, if I'm not mistaken, for next year. So I mean, you have a chance to, you got guys that are developing anyways. You need to stack on talent and make sure you're doing that because this offense is friendly for receivers. So it's definitely a wide receiver friendly offense that you want to keep having going. You want to keep that kind of, what's the wording I want to look for? That kind of presence in that room. You need
Sure.
competition. You need presence in that room. You need talent in that room, and I think he provides that for that. And I think it's going to be a good adjustment playing in Pennsylvania, and now he's coming down to Carolina. That was going to be a big adjustment for him. A different, as people say, the weather's different, the pace is different, everything's different when you're playing in the South. So I think it's going to be good for him. It's going to be a good adjustment for him, and he's gonna realize it too, just like Lex Cyrus has to, as well. So, but he reminds me a lot of Josh Van when it comes to
Yeah.
playing that.
Yeah. When you talk about the change and difference, I mean, there's a lot difference when you come down to the South and
Mm-hmm.
play this kind of style ball. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
it's true. Q. Now those are obviously two commits, good gets for the Gamecocks. Now let's talk about guys that are in the 27 class at South Carolina. I mean, quite honestly, trending for. We feel good about Q. Let's go ahead and we're going to start on Friday, the 15th. The Gamecocks, are looking at potentially a welcome home there as they wait and see as what the former running back, former commit of the Cincinnati, Mr. Braden Tyson, 4-star running back. South Carolina did a lot of work quick with Stan Drayton. A lot of recruiting momentum swung his way, and it's going to come down to South Carolina in Miami. Q, how do you feel about Braden Tyson?
Boy's good. The boy's good. Vastly underrated.
Yeah.
Vastly underrated. His vision alone should have had him high 4-star. His vision alone is, you know what? All I'm gonna say is he vastly underrated. If I'm a recruiting service, he reminds me a lot. His recruitment, like the way he's been recruited, like the rankings wise, reminds me a lot of Matt Fuller's.
Hmm.
Matt Fuller was so good, and it took people so long to understand how good he was to the end of his senior year. And now you're about to see him be RB1. And I'm telling folks he should have been starting last year. I mean that with a 110%. Should have been started last year. And he's the best running back I've seen in a long time. When you're talking like someone substantial can be your RB1, can carry the load, can get 1,000 yards. And I'm talking about 1,000 yards on a good team. So like Kevin Harris got 1,000 yards, but that was not a good team.
No.
Fulls can get 1,000 yards on a good team. And we are looking at measurables and size and speed and so many different things. He fits the bill.
It does.
He fits the bill, and his recruitment reminds me, my goodness, so much of Matt Fuller. I mean, so much of Matt Fuller, and I'm excited to see what he does tomorrow. Hopefully, we can get him. Hopefully, and then we can continue to get that because my eyes are on him and Trey. Him and Trey.
Yeah.
My eyes are on those two guys when it comes to
him
back.
and Trey Cigar. And if South Carolina does truly land Braden Tyson, like I feel relatively good that this is definitely a strong possibility here for South Carolina. And they land Braden Tyson. I mean, that's your first running back get in high school in over 2 years, Q. I mean, it's insane. I mean, I can't believe would ever think I'd word that out, that South Carolina is getting a high school running back commit for the first time in 2 years.
I mean, that's how this has gone. This is what has happened. So I'm glad we're getting some stability in that room. I'm glad that room is starting to evolve. I just think that the recruitment of those is is starting to pick up. You can tell recruiting is picking up. And keep in mind, folks, we're still going off of a 4-8 season. So everything that everything's not where it needs to be, but because we're still coming off of 4-8. And people have to understand coming off of 4-8 is no joke. So you got to be ready.
Mm-hmm. No, you have to be. And this goes on to the other, positions that South Carolina's been going after hard in this recruiting class, and that's DB and edge rushing. And Q, the DBs in this class, and along with, like I said, the defensive ends in this class, are absolutely elite across the board. They are so deep. Q, I'm going ahead. We're going to talk about Davian Jones, man, out of North Carolina, man. He goes to school with Josh Dobson, 5-star DB that South Carolina's been Torian Gray's been recruiting since the 8th, 9th grade. I mean, a huge priority to the Gamecocks. And, 4-star Davian Jones out there, safety, a very talented guy, just named as top 5 for South Carolina, Georgia, Indiana, Auburn, and LSU are the 5 that sit, for Davian Jones. And Q, this kid's film, once again, yeah, if you want to get excited, go watch it. Go watch it. And I loved his comments about South Carolina, saying he said he sees South Carolina as DBU.
Like, I think the biggest thing with him is his development, the sky's the limit. If he truly trusts development, the sky's the limit for him. And a couple of guys, I know why they're in that top 5. I know why they're there. I'm talking to LSU. I know why you're there.
Yeah.
We know why you're there. You don't have to lie to kick it, bro. We know why you're there. You've never really originally wanted him. We know why you're there. So I think he is a guy that could come in and play immediately as well. He's a guy I could see a nickel. He's got the speed for it. He's got the physicality for it. He's a guy that could come in. If Scott stays another year, learn under Scott, and my goodness, could he do some damage at that nickel position? Because at that point, Currents will be in his 3rd year. He could be that nickel. Kendall Daniels will be at the other safety. You're looking at Koski being in his 3rd year. Lord, that's going to be a sick year for me. That's going to hurt. Sick year for me on that year. Tristan Lewis, 3rd year. You just got so much talent to be back there that will be with him. And I'm going to go ahead and say this with a lot of confidence. I feel like Dobson will be here as well. I'm going to go ahead and let you guys know this now. After doing some talking with my people that I know, and doing some background research on what's going on with Dobson, I feel very strongly where South Carolina is right now. Dobson has given you hints. There's a reason he went last with that. Anyone could have got the last spot. All those teams would have taken him taking his last official visit there. It's the reason why that's happened.
No, I mean, yeah, absolutely. If anybody's going to win Dobson over at South Carolina, and I mean, he's been, like I said, priority since day one for South Carolina, Torian Gray. And Dobson, he's not dumb. He's going to chase development. He knows what Torian Gray can do. He sees the three defensive backs that are now in the league back to back, by the way, for South Carolina. First time that's happened, in quite a while. Like
and
that.
then and then there's going to be some more. I think Bakari Swain goes in this year and I think Bakari's going to get drafted, so he'll be the next DB drafted.
Mm-hmm.
If Scott leaves too, Scott will be the next DB drafted. So you'll have another 2-man DB team going to the league next year. If Judge Collier does it, he could possibly get drafted. He has a good year because he was on radars galore before he got hurt last year. So if he goes back to form, that's another one that could be looking at getting drafted. Like I said, you have so much talent, so many things going for yourself. I promise you guys, you will see.
Yeah, Torian Gray just continues to churn out talent and develop. I mean, we got to hang on to him as long as we can, man. Got to hang on to him as long as we can. I'm not saying he's going anywhere. He's fantastic at what he does, and I don't foresee him going anywhere. But you know what I mean. It's just he's great. I mean, he is the development that we thought we were going to get out of Travaris Robinson. I think that's fair to say.
That's fair.
Travaris Robinson. I think that's fair to say. Outside of J.C. Horn and whatever we thought that Israel McQuamu was going to do at South Carolina, which he was not playing. I say this all the time. We were playing Israel completely out of where he should have been playing. But
should have been safety.
That's a long conversation for a different day. And
safety.
Yeah, that's a long conversation for a different day. Great recruiter. Don't get me wrong. Robinson could recruit. But good God, some of the development he had with some of those guys, I just couldn't get past it. And J.C. Horn, come on, guys. It's J.C. Horn. JC's elite, man. He was elite.
Top 5 DB in the league right now.
Yeah, bro. He was a lead athlete out of high school. He was a lead in college just because of who he is. Sure, I mean, he took some things, but can you imagine J.C. Horn under Torian Gray? My goodness.
Yeah.
That'd have been crazy, in my opinion. Been absolutely crazy. South Carolina, they sat really well for a linebacker out of North Carolina, somebody I like a lot, AJ Randall out of Gardner, North Carolina. IQ, a Miami, South Carolina battle, right, on this, but I think they did. The Gamecocks did what they needed to do with this recruitment. I'll go ahead and say that right now.
I agree. It's not in the cards for us. He commits. When does he commit? On the 21st, I think.
Yeah, he moved his commitment up. Yep.
So, I mean, you did what you had to do. You did what you could. You just got to kind of. It is what it is. Recruiting is recruiting.
It is.
There's nothing else you can say to it. Nothing else you can do. It's recruiting is recruiting.
It is. It is. I mean, that's just part of it.
If something drastically changes, but I just foresee him going to Miami.
I mean, it's possible. I mean, these things. I mean,
anything could change, but right now, if you ask me, he's going to Miami.
I mean, it could absolutely happen. It could absolutely happen. All right, Q. Next thing I want to talk about, next guy is Frederick Ards, the edge rusher. Out of Orlando, Florida. South Carolina did a lot of work in this recruitment in a quick timely manner. By the way, I'm interested to see where it goes, Q. I mean, 6'3" edge out of Orlando, Florida. We've talked about his size. His film is disgusting. Go watch it if you haven't seen it yet. It's one of those, like, if this class was, a little smaller, it'd probably be a guaranteed 5-star no matter what. And I put that up with KJ Green too, man. Those guys should be guaranteed 5 stars. The way they play the game, the way their film looks.
Those are the two guys we want. Strongly want those guys. And I mean, Ards, the longer it drags out, I think the more murky it gets. If he ended it today, he'd be a Carolina Gamecock. Everything just depends, man. It just depends. Does he go to A&M? Does he go back to Florida? supposedly the Florida thing was off. Now it's back on. I mean, everything depends, man. Everything depends. But I do genuinely believe if we keep working this situation, Ards can be in this class. So I'm looking at Ards. KJ Green, another one that's coming up on the
Yeah.
June the 12th one. I mean, it's a big time situation with KJ Green. I really need KJ. I think we've worked entirely too hard for us not to get KJ right now. And a lot also, I want to put this out there too. A lot also depends on the season, folks. If we
Yeah.
do what we need to do, a lot of this will take care of itself. It in turn will take care of itself. But we got to do what we need to do during the season.
It will. Yeah, we have to. You take. Well, we've said it many times. You put wins on the schedule. You put. I mean, it does. It truly does. Because I mean, look, South Carolina. End of the day, you go to Florida, Georgia, LSU, right? They're gonna heavily negative recruit you. I mean, South Carolina went 4-8 last year. How firm is Shane Beamer's future at South Carolina? Or do we know that this guy's staying or that guy's staying? I mean, it's just facts that matter. I mean, dirty. It's you want to call it negative recruiting, call it dirty recruiting. However, it's happening. It's happening all over the place. And that's the facts. 4-8 still, stares you in the face in recruiting. And for South Carolina to begin some of these guys and to be in this conversation, which by the way, we know that a lot of these schools out here will outbid South Carolina for kids. We had Darius Gray literally talk about these things. We've had other recruits talk about these things. We had Dylan Stewart tell, hey, yeah, South Carolina, I got offered more to go other places. It's just the money's not the end all be all. It's not. South Carolina will take care of you. We've seen that. We know that. But these kids are, looking for more. You're going to chase development, right? You're going to chase your
You
further
got a
future.
developer with Deion Barnes. That's one thing you guys are developing with him. I mean, to me, it's one of those situations. You always got to let these play out. These are recruitments you got to let play out. Ards is one you got to let play out. I do believe KJ Green is one you got to let play out. I think that's down to us in Alabama as well.
Yeah.
And so ours is first, and then Alabama's the last visit, and then he'll go into because his recruitment ends on August 8th. So it's kind of got to weather the storm. We got to weather the storm. KJ's been to Columbia a lot. Been to Columbia a ton of times, so he knows. He's very familiar with Columbia.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, KJ Green's had plenty of conversations with Dylan Stewart. You know what I mean? They've I think if not mistaken, he hosted them last time he was in town. So you've got that going for him. I mean, just recruiting's crazy. Q. It's changes all the time. South Carolina 1 point. Q. We were talking about a possibility of, with a 2 running back class of Aiden Gibson and Trey Cigar, as in, South Carolina went a different way. Aiden Gibson goes to Penn State, and these things happen, which is
he's RB3. He's RB3 on the board. Was what it was.
Yeah. So, South Carolina, they feel some type of way about, some guys. They're going to go which way they want to go with it. I mean, and we have to respect that. I saw people pounding the message boards, screaming into oblivion about losing a local guy. But at the same time, whatever the running back coach sees, which by the way, Stan Drayton, proven guy, proven coach, and doing what he does best, can recruit. I'm going to listen to Stan Drayton over Jimmy Bob on the Twitter or the wherever you're posting at. I'm just saying.
It's a fact.
Just saying. So I'm going to go over the coach's opinion than ours, because these guys see more than we do. They get more film than we do. We are limited to the stuff that we see. But for the film that the coaches truly get, they're not just going over Huddle or whatever else film that they can go find. They're getting everything. You need to remember that. These high school coaches send the player stuff, sends all the players film, everything.
That's a fact.
I say this all the time, man. Full games, you name it, they send all that. That's not accessible to the general public. Never
Mhm.
has been, never will be. So that's my little, I would say, rant on that. Q, do you have anything else on the recruiting side of
I
things?
know we have a weekend this weekend. Got a little cookout going on this weekend.
Yeah.
Some 28 guys will be in there. There may be some 27 guys. I don't know, but I know there's a lot of 28 guys that'll be in. We don't know who all yet, but I think that's going to be really good for us to continue to get our footing right because this season is going to be big for that class as well to
Mm-hmm.
continue to help build on what we're doing. So yeah, I think we need to be on the lookout for that. And Monday we'll have better details of what's going on there.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. We should get 28's gonna have a good bit of guys in there, so we'll see what that looks like. I know one of them, is a 6'8" offensive tackle at 2020 in his 2028 class.
Mhm.
Brother, that's crazy.
Some big kids.
Well, I don't know what they're feeding these kids, man, but good lord, like
It's a
that's
fact.
crazy to me, man. That's insane. 6'8" already, and you're a sophomore in high school.
Yeah, it's a fact.
Good
It's what
lord.
happens. It's a fact.
Kid can't grow anymore. He can't play the position anymore.
Nah, man, you go play basketball then.
Yeah, we're getting you to play. You're gonna be a center, sir. Lamont, get him on the phone. We're
Hmm.
gonna get him to play center. Speaking of basketball, Q, let's go ahead and bring it up, man. South Carolina still waiting to hear some things on the international level. Q, do you have anything else on that?
We're just waiting on paperwork at this point. It's a lot of paperwork. A lot of this is paperwork, 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 paperwork. When you deal with international, that's just what's going to happen, folks. It's never easy. You got to get what you need to get done. And so that's where we're at. We got paperwork. It's a lot of paperwork. The next thing
Yeah,
we have to do as well, we're still waiting on confirmation when it comes to the next coach that we'll have as well. So once we get that going, we'll be where we need to be, guys. So just keep your eyes and ears open on that for the men's
yeah.
side.
And I can attest to the whole paperwork thing as I, cover South Carolina men's soccer, and they have normally nothing but international players coming over. I would say nothing. I'd say at least half of the guys are international normally, and there's been guys that South Carolina was not able to get in, and that unfortunately put Tony in and then back a little bit, set him back a little bit. Whether people want to know about that or not, I mean, it's just unfortunately it's the harsh
That that
reality.
that's that clearinghouse until the NCAA is done with. That clearinghouse is still going to be a problem no matter what.
Bro, the NCAA sucks. There's no reason why they should still be in existence. They should have
I
been
agree. You ain't
subsidized a
gotta
long time ago.
you ain't gotta tell me twice.
I know. It's me and you're myself and you, and we're just speaking into the wind at this point. I don't
Yeah.
know. You know what I mean?
Till it's done. Till something's done. It is what it is.
It is what it is. It absolutely is what it is. And then Ashton Watkins back home, Q, back home at South Carolina. Officially, the birdie is back in the nest. And for me to tell the rest of the SEC and I mean really the rest of the field
Good luck.
next year, good luck. You're
That
gonna need
team's
it.
got a chip on their shoulder too. Good luck.
Oh yeah.
Don's
Oh
been
yeah.
serious, bro. This team's got a chip on their shoulder. Like, good luck. That's all I can say. Good luck.
Yeah, you're gonna need it. You're gonna need all the help you can get because I mean that
That's a fact. That's
I
a
just I
fact.
don't I don't see how they're not the favorites, the clear favorites going into next year. I don't see how they're not the clear favorites to win it all. That'd surprise me. That would surprise me after what everybody lost this last year. UCLA, LSU, UConn. After all the players they've lost, they're gonna have issues.
Hmm. That's a fact.
Yeah, they're gonna have issues. Q, let's go ahead. We're gonna bring up baseball as you know, it's over with. The season's done. I mean, South Carolina's playing Vanderbilt in the season, and of course you got the SEC tournament. But we all know probably not much is going to come out of there. We look into the future, Q, with South Carolina in the future and head coaches, and it's going to be a big decision made. Q, probably one of the biggest ones we've seen in a long time at South Carolina.
I mean, you're gonna have a lot of backing with NIL, with the pay. I mean, they're gonna get who they want. They're gonna be a strong candidate. Depending on who opens up theirs, there's not gonna be many places better than South Carolina. As far as resources are concerned, tradition is concerned, the fan base is a concern. You're just not going to have more better than that. I keep an eye on Coastal Carolina's coach. I just there's nothing Coastal's going to be able to do to match what Carolina's going to be able to give him. So I think Coastal's fully aware of that. Me, also another guy I would look strongly at. I really like that Georgia Tech coach. Now that's a team that they got money that we could go back and forth about, but when it comes to like tradition and that, and also playing in the best league in baseball, which is SEC, there's a couple of advantages we have, but Georgia Tech is a nice team, especially this year. They have a really good program. So, but out of those two guys, we need to get a coach, and I think it'll be one of those two guys. Personally, I believe it's going to be one of those two guys.
So Q is on the James Ramsey train now. How about it?
No, I was on minor league last week. Just Sin knows why I was. Sin knows.
Okay.
Sin's fully aware of why I did what I did.
Okay. I even look, man. I think the top three still Kevin Schnall, James Ramsey, and Dan Fitzgerald until it's not. Honestly, I mean, I just love those three guys. I truly do. I think I agree. I agree. And you get yourself some strong assistants. To me though, and people are going to throw their pitchforks at me and all that, but I feel like because of recruiting relationships and knowing the state of South Carolina, you got to find somewhere to put Monty Lee. You've got to.
I mean, I don't have a problem with it, but at the end of the day, you got to have what's best for the team and best for whoever at this point. I would pay Monty a lot of money just to go recruit. If it was me, that's what I would do. But
some kind of recruiting position. I'm not telling it. Calm down. I'm not saying being a hitting coach or anything like that. I'm not saying anything like that at all.
Yeah, I'm just saying get him in there recruiting.
You guys have to truly understand his connections with South Carolina recruiting, really Southeast recruiting as a whole. I'm going to put it that way.
That's true. We don't need to go to California to get players. We have players here.
This
like Terry Rooney, like Terry Rooney and Paul were going to Cali for what? You have players right here. They're not smart people. Terry Rooney is so pointless. Like I wish I could get a paycheck like Terry was. Literally, you do nothing all day. Like Rooney, you do nothing. You waste air. You waste free air. And you get paid for it. It's cool. It's whatever. Only got a couple more games to deal with you. And don't even get me started on Paul. Paul, I always waited to see if Paul was ever going to trip over the mound and do a little tumble. I was waiting on that. That'd have made my day. Freaking
tuck and roll.
Dude's ridiculous. Don't even roll. Just fall. Like trip over the steps when he would come marching out there to go take somebody out as a pitcher. It's ridiculous, dude.
Have in the arms of an angel playing in the background.
100%. 100%. I enjoy in the background. 100%.
Oh man, yeah, no. South Carolina's got some big old shoes to fill, as this position is going to be the most coveted of the offseason. I think we can all agree on that. I don't foresee a position opening up that's bigger. Quite frankly, I don't see that at all because nobody's else getting fired in the baseball circuit that I can initially think of right now. So I don't know. We'll see what that's going to look like. It's a big hire though, guys. It's a big hire, and this is it. I mean, if Jeremiah Donati's going to be him, this is your opportunity to be him. You've got a lot of things going for you right now. Under Armour's going away. It's going to Nike. Thank God. It's been a long time coming for that. So July 1st, by the way, July 1st for the drop on that. Get excited. Start saving up your money for the drop because there's going to be a lot of stuff coming that you guys need to be excited about. I've seen some previews of some stuff, so you need to keep the monies ready in the wallet, if you will. Keep the monies in the wallet. If you got some mama don't know money, keep that mama don't know money. If you don't know about the money, don't ask. Let the boys spend some money on Nike release day. And hey, the women, same thing. Y'all enjoy the Nike release day. It's gonna be a big day. It's gonna be a big day. The ladies get to wear Asia Wilsons on the court, bro. The guys can wear Asia Wilsons on the court, man. Like it's gonna be fun.
I do agree.
It's gonna be a lot of fun. Q Trick Williams homecoming. Whoop that trick. He's gonna have his own little section, the lemon pepper steppers. little area for him and his fans, and I'm going. I cannot wait. This is my first WWE event I've ever attended. They want everybody to wear all white. I'm wearing this white ball cap by our guys Connor Shaw and over them GC Supply. Well, I don't know if I'm wearing a white shirt yet or not, but I'm definitely gonna wear the white Air Forces. You know what I mean? We're gonna look good out there. So, but yeah, I'm excited, man.
I'm glad he's
Homecoming for
back
Trick
home.
Williams.
I'm definitely glad he's
Dude,
back home.
he's gonna get his moment this year to do the Gamecock chant. It's gonna happen. I'm just gonna tell you, it's
Yeah,
coming.
for sure.
It's
I
gonna
think it's gonna
come.
be a big game too,
It should be
like a Georgia, Bama. No, not Georgia. Georgia, not Bama. Georgia, like
Tennessee.
Tennessee
Yes,
game, something like that. I could see him getting that in that one.
I'd love to see that. I'd love to see
Yeah,
that. And the university's eating it up right now. If you've seen the promos, the things that they're doing right now, they're showing Trick at the facility, which I mean, he's maybe been there maybe once to visit, if that. I mean, obviously, this was still coming to fruition when he was at Carolina, and
hmm
he spent time at Columbia before he hit the main stage and everything. He trained in Columbia before he got to the point where he is now. But I mean, Q, because of who he is, and I mean, he's just fantastic. He's fantastic behind the mic. I mean, you gotta love it. I'm excited to see him tomorrow night in his homecoming. I know it's gonna be special for him, man. Coming home to where he's from. I mean, this is home for him.
yeah. So that is good. I'm excited for him. I am. I'm glad he's back. We need more publicity. We need more guys to come back to be around stuff. So I think that's good.
Yep. Now, speaking about being home and coming back to all that on a much more sorrow note, we do need to talk about this because we hadn't spoken about this yet. But with the diagnosis for Steven Garcia with a stage 4 colon rectal cancer, um, and not to say that I had the opportunity when I say this, I had the opportunity to interview him or anything like that because it was an opportunity with the circumstances. It was just speaking to him about the situation, and I really, I really feel for the guy. I mean, he's going through a lot. He's got a great family. I know him and his wife Masha and the kids. He's got three. He's got a baby. He's got a younger one, and of course he's got Memphis, who's a senior this year in high school. I really feel for them, and their family has been very forward about their support that we're giving them back. And I did want to bring that up. So we brought the T-shirt Viva Garcia back to life after he who shall not be named used to make those back in the day, and never. I don't even think he ever consulted Garcia to bring those back. By the way, from what it sounded like, but we're doing that, and I can happily say we've raised well over $1,000 at this point for Garcia and his GoFundMe, which, by the way, that is over $233,000 of support. That's
Good.
incredible.
Good.
That's incredible.
It's good to see his former teammates coming out and talking to him and
Yeah,
all that. Because it wasn't always the easiest when he was there, but you can tell brotherhood is a brotherhood no matter what the circumstances are. So
it
I am
is.
glad he's getting ahead of this. And I mean, we're in this fight with you, Garcia. No matter what, we're in this fight with you, bro.
Yeah, when Steven was talking about, I asked him the question. I said, "What has that brotherhood meant to you? Going through battling through this?" And you could, yeah, he choked up a few times, and then rightfully so. I understand why, and I get it. I mean, there some of those guys he hadn't spoken to in years, and sometimes life is. I mean, life is short, man. We can all agree on that. Always check on your people, and
Mm-hmm.
Q. I'll be the first to tell you. I mean, it runs in my. I was telling Steven this too. I mean, it runs in my family. So I got checked at age 32, and I tell people this all the time. Know your family history. What got me is having those stomach pains and those kind of things, kind of like what Garcia was talking about. Um, Thankfully, that's not what I had. I had something completely different, but I was able to unveil that cause because I finally got checked. I was like, you know what, I
Mm-hmm.
can't do this anymore. It's time to bite the bullet and be a man and actually worry about my health because we have families. And if you're listening and you feel like, hey, you haven't gone to see a doctor yet,
Gotta go,
and
man.
it's time to go. And
Literally have my appointments
yeah,
in July to do a full physical, all that. Like, guys, go get checked. Just
get checked.
go get your health checked, bro. Like, it's you're no good to your family if you're not getting healthy and you're not getting checked. That's me being genuinely transparent and honest with you.
Oh, it's absolute fact. So you're no bigger than medicine. You're no bigger than a doctor. I promise you. And
Mm-hmm.
I promise you, you're not. And all it takes is a hit of reality to hit you, and then you
Yep.
realize it. You're like, wow, I should have
Mm-hmm.
done this. And Steven is seeing this now with people that are now going to get checked. I mean, a guy has already said Steven's already said that a guy got checked recently, and they found something, and they may have just saved the guy's life for all we know, right?
Mm-hmm.
From something worse from happening.
Mm-hmm.
So, as an advocate on that too, guys, get checked.
Yep.
Get checked.
Yes.
I'm telling you that it's nothing to it, man. It's really not. The prep is the worst part. Okay, the preparation is the worst part. You'll be okay. I promise.
Mm-hmm.
You'll be okay. So, like I said, we're all with Steven throughout all this, and it's like I said, it's devastating. It's just it brings once again life into perspective, and how crazy it can be.
Mm-hmm.
So check on your people and and take care of yourself, man. Like I
It's a
said,
fact. It's a fact.
yeah, do what you can, man. Get yourself taken care of, man. Get yourself taken care of. Know your family's history. I can't stress that enough.
Mm-hmm.
I cannot stress that enough. Know your family's history.
Definitely agree with that.
Know your
Definitely agree.
family's history. Know your family's history. Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, guys, Q, do you have anything else before we wrap it up, my guy?
Yeah, softball team. Shout out to you guys. I know you guys about to start playing
Yes.
in the regional out there in UCLA. Good luck.
Hey,
We're
it's
rocking
revenge
with
time.
y'all. Yeah,
It's revenge time.
let's get this going. Let's ride. Let's ride.
Yeah.
Let's get this thing going. This You may have not had the season you wanted to, but hey, none of that matters now. Let's get this done. Let's go. Let's ride.
Revenge is on the clock, man. Ashley was talking about the other day on 107.5. I mean, it's opportunity
Mm.
for revenge on this one, straight up.
So let's
Get
see
it,
what happens.
get it. Yeah. So shout out to the women as they travel over there to the West Coast, take on UCLA and all the fun stuff over there with the different teams. I mean, Q, this is it's about to get crazy. No, I'm saying it's about to get crazy. It's staying crazy in recruiting. So we're gonna see where things are at. But you got a lot of OVs in June. A lot of things going to happen. I mean, I can't even say it's the calm before the storm because there's nothing calm about what's going on right now. Nothing at all. So, uh, you
Mm-hmm.
know, like I said, guys, appreciate y'all tuning in the Welcome On podcast on YouTube, X, Facebook Live, where you can watch the show live every Monday and Thursday night. Appreciate y'all listening to the Welcome On podcast on Apple and Spotify. We can catch every episode. Rate, review the show over there. We really need those reviews, the rates. Subscribe as much as you can.
Mm-hmm.
Get the word out, man. Get the word out. We want people to know that this is the official voice of South Carolina on the Believe Network.
Yeah. So
Well,
get the word
guys,
out, boys.
that's it, man. Well, guys, appreciate y'all tuning in. We'll see you next time.